So once again, we return to the magical land where legends are born, like Cricket, Xena, as portrayed by Kevin Sorbo, his office, respectively. There, in the magical land of Middle New Zealand, we return to our friends, both small and computer-generated, and still small. Basically, this will be remembered forever as being the dumb action movie of the Lord of the Rings 6 trilogy.
The Hobbit. The Battle of the Five Armies. 5-time World Karate Armies.
Better than the other people.
Yeah.
Is there a picture of
I don't know.
I shed blood of Saxon man. I shed the blood of the Saxon man.
I shed the blood of the Saxon man.
I shed the blood of 4,000 Saxon men.
I shed the blood of the Saxon man.
Hello! Welcome to Resisting Boredom, where we drink, ramble, and discuss things to help in the never-ending quest of not being bored. I'm Brandon Kaiser.
I'm Richard Buckner.
Josh Jessen?
Katie Lang.
Or,
Kid Coleman Cole.
this week we are reviewing The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. It is directed by Peter Jackson once again, and stars Martin Freeman, Richard Armitage, Ian McKellen, Evangeline Lilly, Luke Evans, Lee Pace, Orlando Bloom, Benedict Cumberbatch, Cate Blanchett, Hugo Weaving, Christopher Lee, Billy Connolly, and Sylvester McCoy. And now we're going to tell you what we thought of the movie after that long-winded description of who stars in this movie. So, Richard,
Alright, so,
start us off.
having only seen The Desolation of Smaug and now this, I am pretty clueless when it comes to Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Wait, did you ever see the Lord of the Rings
No.
movies at all?
Not seen any of them.
So, not the first Hobbit and not the original Lord of the Rings movies.
Out of the 6 movies, the only movies I've seen is The Desolation of Smaug and now The Five Armies. That's
Okay.
it.
Good to know.
So, because...
See any of the porn versions?
Or the animated version from 77?
No, none of it.
Lord of the
Alright.
Cock Rings, Lord of the G-Strings, and
No kid, no,
Misty
no.
Monday was in one of them.
No kid, no Skinamax, just completely oblivious. I wasn't really into the movies at all, because, they seemed real long. I'm like, yeah, that's okay.
Because your
They are
friends
long.
told you, hey, these movies are good. You was like, it's too dirty for me.
Probably, but a buddy of mine, when Desolation of Smaug premiered on HBO, I sat with him and watched it. I'm like, alright, I kind of want to watch these now.
Cool.
So,
It's just so enormous.
and luckily I only, when Desolation of Smaug ended, I'm like, really? Just kind of that abrupt stop. And I was like, well, at least I'm glad I only have to wait till December, to see where it picks up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Why would you have to wait till December?
Because he saw it.
Because he only saw it when it premiered on HBO, which wasn't that long ago.
I didn't have to wait that long between movies. I'm like, you
Keep all
guys.
that anticipation that I had from watching this movie.
Yeah, no. So going in, watching it, and seeing it 3D, I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. And now, at some point in time, I need to be caught up and see the other 4 movies.
True.
So, and then
At least the next 3.
Well, at least the best 3.
yeah, and like
Let's put it that way.
and like how Josh was saying that the end of the movie is kind of how Lord of the Rings starts. So it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yep.
So then, at least when the Lord of the Rings starts, I kind of have
A frame?
a frame of reference and a little bit
True.
of backstory.
Y'all know who Bilbo is and Legolas and stuff like that, so it's cool.
For what it's worth, you'll know.
And
that
Gandalf.
Legolas- For what it's worth, you'll know Legolas is a character with an arrow and a bow. A bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And an elf.
I didn't know that Gandalf is a wizard.
So, well, I kind of had a
And
little
the-
idea of some of that stuff, but
No Lee Pace, because he's an angry little elf. Alright, you were saying.
no. So it's I kind of want, like I said, I want to see the rest and be kind of brought up to speed. And now seeing the prequels, I can go into seeing the regular movies now and
Okay,
kind of feel like I'm watching them in order.
cool. So what did you like about this movie? Well, you liked it, right?
Yeah. No, it's just very action packed. Kind of just
Good.
the time in the theater didn't seem like we were sitting like the 3 hours. Was it 3 hours?
Almost. It was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't count out of that fucking kid behind us playing with his chair for most of the goddamn movie.
that was just you then.
I did hear some of that too, but no. So the 3 hours didn't quite feel like the 3 hours, I guess. So
Okay, good.
I didn't lose
My ass did
interest.
not hurt, you were right.
Yeah, I didn't.
We were in recliners, but anyways.
Still comfortable seat.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
still
it
you
helps.
know. But yeah, so like I said, strapped in, and I enjoy it.
Strapped in, strapped up.
Anything in particular you weren't that fond of?
Not really. I was trying to think. There were a couple ways I expected someone to die, and it didn't go that way. But it's like, oh, that's still kind of cool. The what was it? I was really hoping that snivelly dude would get his comeuppance.
Oh God,
Okay.
yes.
I was so hoping. Like that one time with that one ogre or whatever else, I was hoping for him to get crushed by a hammer. I just wanted something to happen.
I was hoping you get raped by a orc.
Really good 3D in that scene, by the way, because when that arrow comes at the screen, I totally flinched. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Totally flinched.
Yeah, no, I did too. I was like, I blinked one eye, I was like, oh.
tilted my head a little bit and blinked. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, this movie just fucking got me.
Totally
Alright.
involuntary, but I was like,
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm like, you fucking brain. Shut the fuck up, brain. You don't.
Nice.
So anything else you want to say about this movie? You really liked it, it sounds like?
I did, yeah. I think that's
You want to see the rest?
I do want to see the rest, yeah.
Alright.
So.
Cool. Kit, what'd you think? You've seen all of them. The rest of us have seen all of them. All of them.
Well, we've seen all of them. He's seen all of them extended versions.
Oh, I've seen the extended versions of the original trilogy too, but
Oh, you did that?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
a long time ago. But yeah, I did it.
Oh yeah.
And the gal.
No, not really.
Yeah, I'm not like for the Hobbit trilogy. I'm not sure this matches the Unexpected Journey because I actually like the way that began and everything like that.
You think Unexpected Journey is the best of the trilogy?
I'm kind of stuck between that and the Battle of the Five Armies
Okay.
because I really enjoyed them both. Battle of the Five Armies had a lot more action, kind of like, which is the reason obviously it reminds me of Return of the King, which is the third.
Well, this movie didn't have 15
Lord of the
endings,
Rings.
though.
Yeah, that was the thing I was hoping it wouldn't do.
15
I was like,
endings?
oh please,
It's an
please,
exaggeration.
please, let them not have multiple endings for this movie.
And they didn't. I was happy.
They didn't.
have it.
Yeah, that was great.
One ending.
To rule them all.
I feel bad.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought Smog
I don't.
could have. I wish Smaug had been a little bit longer, but
Yeah, I will like to. Yeah, that's another thing too.
Yeah.
Would have liked that scene to be drawn out longer.
And actually, too, not knowing what's going on, I seriously thought that the third movie was them, fighting the dragon for like the most of the movie. I thought he was the bad guy in the movie.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Benedict Cumberbatch was still the bad guy during the movie.
Was he?
Yeah.
Him?
He did play two bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one was quickly
In it for one scene.
quickly removed
Still.
in another
All right,
scene.
so we're lacking on the batch. We're lacking on the
Anyway,
batch. We got it.
pretty
Lack
much.
the
Lack the batch.
I liked it. Battle sequences were good. The conflicts between Bilbo and Thorin were great. I enjoyed the whole sub story that was going on between. Is it a sub story really, or is it the main story? Main story that was going on between Bilbo and Thorin.
What did you think was the main story?
It was it was great. It was great, even though there were some characters you knew wouldn't die, but you were kind of curious about how this is going to affect their character.
4?
I'm up to 4.
For what?
6, but at this point I'm counting people that were only there for like half
A scene? Yeah.
Well, I know that Legolas wasn't in.
Oh yeah, we
Both
got.
movies.
I think.
Yeah, I got
I
that.
think they understand.
But in
Wait.
general, the
Never
whole,
mind, you didn't see the other-
The whole, I kind of felt like Legolas was warming up to dwarves in general. Even though, when you reach Lord of the Rings, he still didn't fucking like dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What?
No,
Yeah,
he's
of course.
there's some continuity issues
Yeah, there
between these trilogies, if you think about it. We kind of discussed
I- I
these
kinda-
off camera.
Continuity issues that didn't exist in the books, but Peter Jackson put
Put them
there.
in.
yeah, I kind of wondered a lot
Dumb
about
movie
what are technically 5 armies? You got the humans, you got the elves, you got the dwarves, you got the orcs. What's the 5th army? It's like
Dumbledore's.
Dumbledore's. Yeah, it's like this fucking
Dumbledore.
it's fucking Sylvester McCoy's army.
The furry army.
Bringing in the fucking eagles and the bear.
Whoa! Spoiler alert! On a
Spoiler alert!
70-year-old book or whatever.
Spoiler
The
alert!
Eagles show up and fucking take care of business at the
Spoiler
end.
alert!
like
They
they do.
airdropped the bear guy into it. It's
The bear
fucking
cavalry.
badass. Yeah, badass. Well, only bear cavalry if someone's riding it.
Kid's a member of.
I really enjoyed the movie. Some of the main characters who died. Actually, you didn't expect all of them to die.
Did you ever read The Hobbit?
No, I read the beginning of it.
Okay.
So page 1.
No,
He got
first chapter.
so he got through at least the first 2 movies.
Yeah, I didn't expect everyone to die who did.
People did.
I thought it was awesome, and wouldn't mind seeing it again. I can't wait till the extended version comes out in a year, because that's what.
Anything you didn't like, or you just liked it all?
Oh fuck! Anything I didn't like? There was something I didn't like.
Great.
Can't remember what it was. But I will.
All right. You can come. We'll come back to that if you think of it. All right. So I like this movie. I like it a lot. I found it very entertaining. It didn't seem like almost 3 hours, and I really like these actors overall. I mean, sure, a lot of the dwarves are just background people, aside from like the main 3 or whatever, 4 of them. But that didn't matter because the rest of the cast is really good. Martin Freeman kills it in these movies. I thought when he had to bring heart into it, he did. I just think he did a really good job.
Which one was he?
Martin Freeman was Bilbo.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, great job. But everyone else is solid, too. I really like Luke Evans, even though he can't seem to get his own franchise going to save his life. But we'll see what happens with Dracula. I never saw it. But I do like him when he pops up in movies, and I did here and in the previous one. But anyways, this cast is solid overall. So yeah, anyways, other things though, the action sequences were great. I think there was a lot of creativity in some of them. Some of them were just kind of armies clashing, but that's fine. I mean, there were some good moments in there.
By definition.
Yeah, there were some good moments in there that made it entertaining. All right. Also, some crazy scenes of old people being badass, which is awesome. There was the old guy with the bow and arrow. Fucking 92-year-old Christopher Lee kicking ass in a scene. I mean, come on. It's fucking badass, alright?
He twirled around the staff, but it was pretty badass, yeah.
He was fucking murdering fools.
There was a stunt double.
He was murdering ghosts. I don't think that makes sense, but he was murdering ghosts, alright?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Problem.
Yeah,
Back to death!
him and Hugo Weaving were wrecking shit on some ghosts. It was awesome. Anyways,
I was
there was really cool stuff like that.
Hugo Weaving because I want to see Agent Smith do shit again.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, Hugo Weaving was really badass. Anyways, well, like I was saying though. However, I do think there are a couple issues with this movie. Yeah, there are some continuity things that are kind of confusing between these movies and the other movies, but I guess I'm okay with that overall. Just kind of disappointed in some spots. Some weird things in this movie. One of the things that stood out glaringly when watching this movie. Where did they get those rams that they climbed up the mountain with? Where did they come from, and why weren't they there the whole time?
There are 2 things I had to
Came with the dwarves.
Hold on, there are 2 things I had to say about battle rams. One,
Okay.
they appeared out of fucking nowhere.
Yes!
2, if you had an army that had mounted battle ram cavalry,
Yes!
they would be unstoppable. Those fuckers clambered up that fucking mountain like no shit, and all I could think of was like, my brain was like freaking out. My brain's like, where did they come from? They were never there to begin with, and then suddenly they're there, and I'm like, they can go up that fucking mountain like
Yes,
that. Holy fuck, that's the greatest tactical advantage in this entire fucking movie.
All I could think of was built ram tough. I thought
Okay.
fucking I saw that and I thought about trucks.
They came with the dwarves, that's what I figured.
But they weren't there with the dwarves.
Maybe there was a pig eventually, and the pig was I think you roared out of the pig, there was other barn or
Dude's coming on the pig.
They swapped out for
This
rams.
person's got riding a fucking huge chicken. Who gives a shit? That'd be rad,
All right.
still.
Alright.
But yeah, no, I had problems, but also I was like, tactical advantage of a fucking battle goat. Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, okay,
That changes all the battle
other
strategy
things.
I've learned.
I'm okay with this, but it's a thing I noticed in this movie more than others. In these movies, where else can you find the leaders of these people being the most badass motherfuckers on the battlefield? Just wrecking fools. And also, never fearing that they're gonna die, because they don't. Ever. Where is this
That's
actually
what
happen?
makes them the leader.
But I mean, it's cool. It's just, it kind of was pointed out to me in this movie more than ever of, wow, each of these leaders totally isn't going to die and totally is just like unstoppable. Just will wreck everything.
Does that mean Dane? No.
What? No, he doesn't, does he? I didn't remember. Oh, at the very end?
Still counts.
But, I mean, in the battle with 20 guys coming down on you, and they're fine. No problem. Don't have to worry about Lee Pace, who was kicking ass, by the way. But, you know, you knew he was fine. Everyone was pretty much fine. But, on it's that same point, there are some major deaths in this movie that I was happy they didn't, like, pussy out on and actually had in here. To actually have impact. Some kind of impact in this battle. Which otherwise would have just, I guess, been mindless.
I'll never forget you, Stephen Fry.
Yes. Poor Stephen Fry.
Can we put like a superimposed Stephen Fry right there? I'm looking up at.
Sure. I don't know if there's bend down to get that in there. I don't know how much room we got. Yeah. Stephen Fry. Poor
In
Stephen
memory
Fry.
of. Put it in Comic Sans.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, there were some issues, but overall, I really liked this movie. It was very entertaining. I was happy that it only had basically the ending. It didn't keep going on. I was happy about that.
It did. Segued right into Lord of the Rings movie.
It did.
But it was one single ending. It didn't get to the point where you thought it was over, and then here it comes again, and then it was over, and then
you got from Goldblum's perspective. Like,
it wasn't the Lord of the Rings.
God, another
yes.
Where it had to end like 8 different characters.
Yes. But I don't have an issue with the things they changed. I never read the book, so I guess that's part of why. But anyways, knowing that they're there, I still don't really mind them overall. Some weird stuff with Legolas. I don't know if Legolas was necessary, but he did have some badass shit that he did. I guess it was their way of reminding you that Legolas is fucking badass. That was why he
like Legolas in the Hobbit trilogy. You fucking
Legolas, what do your elven eyes
Oh God! In Lord of the
Shut
Rings,
up! Don't say anything. Just shoot your bow.
In Lord of the Rings, he's so goddamn badass.
Yeah. So they remind you of that.
Hey, he never runs out of ammo of arrows.
Doesn't this one?
He did here.
Because he realized, oh shit, I ran out of arrows at one point.
Bring more than
I should probably make sure that I don't
so
run out of arrows.
so that was a continuity thing. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, but I really like this movie overall. Just some minor issues, I guess. Things I can overlook overall in terms of entertainment factor, but kind of bugged me a little bit. But still, awesome movie, well worth your time. And if you're a fan of these movies, why the fuck not watch this? So, Josh, what'd you think?
I thought this was the dumb action movie of the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Okay.
It's pretty much what it came down to. And it's not that I ever disliked any of the action sequences in the original trilogy or any of that. It's just this movie, from the get-go, is just like, it's an action movie.
Sure.
And
All right, so now out of the other 5 movies now, so now there's not as much action in comparison, or
there's still the action sequences, and it's still important to the movie. But this one was just like non-stop, like free for all, like combat.
That is kind of the end of the other trilogy too, though.
Right,
For the most part.
It is, but this one just seemed really, especially when you get the fanboy, that fucking Hugo Weaving Christopher Lee scene. With, like, where it was just like, hey, the 3 characters that were, like, secretly really
It was
powerful.
awesome.
Look, it was awesome, but it was
awesome. And
it was totally in the movie specifically just to go, hey, those 3 characters that we always hinted that were really powerful, that never did anything in Lord of the Rings, we're just going to throw them into a scene where they just beat a bunch of fucking ass. Here it is. Here's that scene.
It was awesome.
But weren't you ever curious watching it? Like, how
No, because that's the
powerful
point of, like, plot and subtext is like you feel like they're real powerful. Just because you don't have to see it to know how like powerful they are.
I will say this didn't have to be 3 movies though. I totally agree with that. This could have been 2 and you could have been fine.
I thought a bit like, how the fuck do you know they're so powerful? Like throw them in. Why aren't they always in the front of the battle? It was like, oh, they were out of energy or something.
Yeah, no, that was stupid. But it was just suddenly like, I didn't come alone, and then it's like, oh fuck, it's Christopher Lee, and oh shit, there's Hugo Weaving. Why are they here? And then they just start
first it was Kate Blanchett, and then it was.
Well, then they start flipping out on Ghost, and it's just like scenes like that, and the rest of the movie just made it seem
Look,
like
you got Agent Smith, and you got the fucking guy who spilled the blood of 10,000 Saxon men, and yeah, you want to see into the shit. Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie was like the army stuff, and like I do like the Lord of the Rings big battles, but I like the Lord of the Rings big battle stuff because back then it was like maybe a couple hundred extras in suits.
No, yeah.
Hold on,
They had Legolas, Gimli, and Aragorn just fucking
no, that's
true.
That was a part of the style. Was you had like a bunch of guys in extras and armor, choreographed fighting, and this one is very CG and it's very obvious CG, and I think it
True.
loses stuff. And
I know what you
it's
mean, yeah.
something that even Gay Magneto, what's his name?
Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen even said that, you know, like it's the original was more like camera placement
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
and now that special effects, like it's less personal, less people in the thing. And this one's really, when I was watching the action sequences of this movie, I felt it that it was just like they weren't as cool because there was obviously less actual people involved. It was more
I think
CG.
they had better set pieces.
Yeah, better.
But
I
overall,
love-
maybe not quite as
I love
I
the
get
series.
this, yeah, I get that.
Like in the sets and stuff, when you like in the very beginning sequence when they're going through the like fucking master's house and stuff like that, he's got the secret passage and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and it all seems real, and it is all real. I assume that was all like actual set. That was actually like a cool set design, and like the rest of the town, like it looks real. It's cool, and and it looked cool. Then when they got to the battle scenes, and then there was just like clearly CG people clashing against clearly other CG people. And I was like, "This
Well done CG,
Yeah,
but
it's
I know
well
what
done."
you're saying.
But it's just, it's not.
There
That was cool.
Yeah, there was a scene where Thorin and Dwalin were like, "There's 100 orcs coming this way."
Wait, you
and
know
then, like,
more of
they're
them's names?
yeah, and then like
I only know Thorin.
Keely and Keely, they was like, "Go ahead, scout. We'll take care of 100 fucking goblins." Like, really? I want to see this. Nothing.
No, but still, it's like-
they took 100. They can't take care of
It's
100
again
goblins.
the feeling of they're just impervious to
But-
fucking death.
Yeah.
in
And
the battle
then
scene.
and Billy, what?
Cut up. Not cut up.
Il Duce.
Who's
Billy Connolly?
Billy Connolly never looked real.
Duce.
El Duce.
Duce.
Well, it didn't look like Billy Connolly. You only knew it was him because of his voice.
But no, his
Yeah.
never his character,
Hey, could you all do me a favor? Fuck off.
his character never looked real that entire fucking movie
No,
at all.
he didn't. He didn't.
Like there wasn't even him in makeup at any scenes.
True.
It was just a clear
He
CG,
Yeah,
True.
Scottish.
I get that
dwarf.
feeling. Yeah.
Like, I just feel like this was the action popcorn movie of
Yeah.
all 6 of the movies. This one was kind of that. And at the end, I mean, I didn't dislike it, but it was there's just a lot of things that I liked, and Peter Jackson does with costuming and set design, and then there's just the other side of him where it's just way too much movie production magic post shit that it's kind of like
Maybe he just has too much freedom now, like to do what he wants.
could be it.
So I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
still like this world.
No, it's
New Zealand.
His,
Why not?
New Zealand.
Sure, but I mean, overall, I
His
still
vision
like
of New
this
Zealand
universe.
is very
Yeah.
cool, and I think it's iconic at this point. I can't help but describe it as that. But,
Oh yeah, all the shit in New Zealand has like Lord of the Rings shit on it. Like it's massive there.
Yeah,
like that's
and-
it's a tourist thing.
and like
there.
even looking at other future works of Lord of the Rings stuff to come, I'm sure
I don't
this
know if
will.
we'll get more. Even Peter Jackson said he has no.
Well, even if he doesn't do it, but you know, who knows? Maybe 40 years from now, someone will revisit the franchise.
I still think it would have been.
I still
really,
think it'll be heavily influenced.
it would
by
have
this
been
stuff.
really interesting to see what Guillermo del Toro would have done with this. I still say that to this day. That was
no.
years ago, but yeah, I would have liked to see what he would have
Yeah,
done.
ultimately, I mean, it was enjoyable, but I think this was very much just a popcorn action movie,
Okay,
as opposed to like anything else that they've given
cool.
us.
I thought one of the things that I didn't
Okay.
like about this movie.
What was that?
The fucking shit romance stuff between
Oh, yeah, unnecessary.
and Keely.
Unnecessary.
No, don't need to do that. I don't care about your interracial love between a dwarf and an elf. Fuck you. That's
Oh,
stupid.
I don't know if I'm that harsh on
that
it,
was
but
stupid. I didn't
it was
care for
unnecessary, but
No,
I didn't
it was
hate it that
unnecessary.
much.
No, they
Dumb.
wanted each other, and as we know, once or
It was real. It was real, that the guy said. Like, I don't give a shit. Unless he's
You
gonna,
must never been in love.
unless he's
Jed.
gonna bang a dwarf and then have his dwarf, half elf
Hey.
child, I didn't care.
They're called
Lee
hobbits.
Pace kicked ass in this movie, alright? When he had that battle scene where he was fighting, like, surrounded
Lee
by
Pace?
guys, I wanted to just
No.
go, halt and catch fire. That's a halt and catch fire joke. Sorry about that.
Don't get me wrong.
Maybe you're thinking
Lee
about
Pace,
it,
Lee
halt and
Pace
catch
is
fire.
fine in the movie. I support his role, like, let's separate the races, let's keep the dwarf and the elf away from each other. It's fine with that.
Did it need separate water fountains as well?
Wow.
Yeah.
Have to ride in the back of the bus.
Jeez.
Because it was stupid!
Join us for a review of Selma, where you can hear how much your kid hates it.
That was something is.
Exactly. Anyways, let's get to the rating system, shall we?
Sure.
It's a movie. Never mind. Let's get to the rating system. This week we're gonna go with how many of the 5 armies? are you going to go with? So out of 5, how many armies are you giving The Hobbit, the Battle of the 5 Armies? Because I'm going to say 5 armies 5 more times.
No, stop it. Richard, just rate it.
Richard, what's your ratings?
I'm going to give it 5 armies out of 5 armies.
Holy shitballs. Kit?
I'm gonna give it 4.5. 5 armies out of 5 armies.
Right.
I myself really liked it, but I had a little bit of issues. I'm debating between 4 and 5.5, or 4 and 4.5, but I'm gonna I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and just give it 4.5 because I'm a nice guy. So 4.5 armies out of 5.
Nice.
Rip it apart.
I'm giving you 3. Lord of the Rings, Battle of 5 Armies. You get 3 armies. Only 3. No more.
It was a Hobbit movie, but good enough. Alright, so overall, I don't think any of us hated this movie. Most of us liked it more than some, but anyways, overall this is a solid action movie. If anything else, you can have a ton of fun here. And if you just want to see some sweet CG action scenes, then this is your jam. Otherwise, if you want some hardcore fantasy Lord of the Rings stuff, watch Lord of the Rings. I think we all agree it's except for Richard, we all agree it's the better trilogy, correct? In the 3 of us, anyways?
Yes.
Kit, you agree? Lord of the Rings is the better trilogy?
Yeah,
now that we've seen it all?
obviously.
So there you go. Take that for what you will. Be sure to like and subscribe. Comment below, what did you think about this movie? And find your own ways of resisting boredom.
Make it shit. I am Katie Lang. These are my backup singers.
So you
Don't
got your
Richard,
intro yet?
I just think Katie Lang looks like a fat you.
That's actually kind of nice.
Kind of, in its own way.
He like let us watch the whole Romeo and Juliet movie that was made in the 70s. Like, don't want to hear you laughing.
Or when they showed their titties.
He was like, I don't want to hear you laughing when they show her tits. It's like, well, you're gonna hear some fapping, I guess. It's like,
That wasn't a word back then.
it wasn't back then.
So nobody said that.
Masturbating doesn't sound as good.
I'm gonna jerk my penis off in the back of the classroom. I'm glad you got the train in the background. It's more holiday themed because this is like the slicing the ham in icy silence. Yeah, it's clearly a holiday get together. There's a tree in the background. There's someone who's clearly drunker than everyone else.
That's true.
And
Who's drunker than everyone else?
Drunk Uncle Kit.
I probably should see a psychiatrist.
I thought about that for a while, and I thought, fuck them.
What the fuck is that?
A doctor who
I don't even know what that means.
A doctor who might be able to help him.
fuck that shit.
Remember when Kid had painful erections?
Yeah.
Welcome to Resisting Boredom.